Okay, ji. So, in today's lecture session, kindly be attentive. Today's lecture session, we are going to first of all, like previously, the recap of the previous lecture, and then we will see a different type of repetition structure, a new repetition structure, which we will be discussing today, along with the examples for loop. And further, in the later portion of today's lecture session, we will be discussing some of the introduction regarding the data structure and the concept that what is a data structure in computing and especially in computer programming paradigm. So previously we have seen logical operators including and, or, if you just recall those operators. Then afterwards we see pre-increment, post-increment concept in detail along with the examples that we see if we are using those operators in expression. So they have some different meaning, isn't it? So after that we will discuss the parts of the problem of double equal to and single equal to. If we are just writing single equal to, it means we are not equating, we are not making any comparison, rather we are assigning some value to the other variable. And if the value is non-zero, non-zero means true, so it is always true, means you are stuck in an infinity. ये हमने last time सब चीज़ों को डिटेल में देखा था. Then of course we have seen do while loop. If you want to repeat your own program, कोई भी प्रोग्राम आपने लिखा है and you just want to display a message, do you want to continue or not? Reply in yes or no. So you can embed this thing in any of the program. So in do while loop we have seen in detail in the previous lecture that for the very first time there isn't any condition. As I have quoted the real world example as well, that for the very first time there isn't any condition, and from second time and onwards set of statements will be executed, body of the loop will be only executed if the condition is true. So first time no condition, next time condition. Real world example could be any game you play online, subscription of something, that first time it's free, afterwards it's paid, something like that. Typical example of do while we have seen previously. Just I'm trying to highlight that example. The do, we have actually put all our code by writing the do keyword and within the confines of this block. We have put all our code, whatever we have done over here. In the last we are just prompting the user. Do you want to continue? Do you want to find another average for the set of scores you have entered? In this program, of course, we are taking scores from the user in one go. We are adding them up, calculating the average, and after we have done with the average, we are actually prompting the user. Do you want to continue or not? Replying Y or N. User is giving input in again is the correct. Here again, so we have got something over here. If while till the time, जब तक इस variable की value, again the value of this variable again is exactly equivalent to capital Y or small y. Have we prompted the user to enter capital Y or small? So in capital or small y, we haven't prompted, isn't it? हमने यूजर को नहीं कहा कि आप कैपिटल वाई डालें स्मॉल डालें. If user is entering either of these, it means user want to continue. We are taking it this way. So whether user has entered capital Y or small y, if this is true, fine. Repeat the loop. Again take the value. If this is true, repeat it. If user has not entered this value, break it. This is simplest form of do while loop, we should remember that at the end of while we put a semicolon. So we just have a look at the output. So user have been prompted with the scores. Now here is the average. We are prompting the user. Do you want to continue? Find another set of average? Yes. Same program is repeating. So for the very first time, was there any condition? No. So the very first time your program is running smoothly, swiftly, without any condition. For the next time it is dependent upon this value. If it is yes, execute it next time. Compute the average. Again check. If it is yes or not, it is n, which means no. Program discontinued. ये लास्ट टाइम हमने इस पॉइंट पे अपना लेक्चर को फिनिश किया था. Now discussing the next type of loop for. So if we just have a look at the essentials of looping, that what are the essentials? किसी भी loop में आपको ये चीजें नजर आती हैं, which includes typically the initialization, loop continuation test, initialization, loop test, which is the condition, statements, the body, and respective increment or decrement. Isn't it? Is it true for any loop? Have you find these things in while? वेरिएबल्स को इनिशियलाइज करते थे आप? कंडीशन थी while के अंदर? while की बॉडी थी? इंक्रीमेंट डिक्रीमेंट था? Same is the case with every other loop as well. These are the essentials of looping. If anywhere you have found the composition of these, it means you are somewhere in the loop, isn't it? Same is the case with for loop. अब for का थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर सिंटेक्स अभी चेंज है, सबकी प्लेसमेंट थोड़ी सी हम चेंज कर दें. इन्हीं सब चीजों को for first term initialization phase semicolon, loop condition semicolon, increment decrement bracket close, body of the loop. Here is the overall structure for loop. If I just write while, अब while के केस में initialization यहाँ टॉप को दे दी int a equals to 1 while till the time a is less than equal to 10 cout a backslash n k plus plus. Initialization, loop test, statements, respective increment decrement. Agreed? Which is all the four. Same are here as well. We put initialization over here. Integer a equals to 1 till the time a is less than equal to 10. Cout a new line, increment decrement. Essentials are there, the same essentials are here as well, isn't it? Initialization, loop test, increment decrement, and the loop, if the loop gets it is true condition, the respective statement. Now let us execute this loop one by one. A equals to 1, we have a variable with the value 1, so the first step, rather zeroth step. Let's see. ये जी सबसे पहले आपने ये स्टेप किया. True or false? True. Next step. If it is true, second step it is the execution of the body. If it is true, execute the body. What will be displayed? Value of A. So we are done with this. After displaying increment decrement, so A becomes, now what after this? क्या दोबारा एक वन कर A1 initialized in for loop, this variable is initialized only once. Once it is initialized, that's why I have deliberately kept as step 0. Once this is done, no more repetition of this step. So once you have displayed this, incremented this, check the condition. True or false? With 2. Display the value. Increment. Check the condition. Display the value. Increment. So the loop is continuing in this direction. This is how for loop is executed in C++. Very simple. And it is the most oftenly used loop in programming. For is the keyword. Initialization part, loop test, increment, decrement, and the respective body of the loop. And the same things we have seen in while as well. Of course, same will be there in do while as well. Essentials of looping are there. So same is the example. You can see over here, counter equals to 1, counter is less than 10, counter plus plus. Mind it that we don't have any semicolon by the end of this. When we are writing this loop, no semicolons over here. Otherwise it will result in an error. Display the content and then use it. ये आपके सामने इसका प्रोग्राम देख लें. सिंपली for, if you just recall, we have displayed the counting with while loop and do while loop in the previous lecture, 1 to 10, isn't it? Same we can see over here with for loop with this particular syntax. So any issue in executing this loop, dry running this loop? It's simple. We can see the output of this like that. Again, we can see we are in this slide we are actually comparing that initialization is there, loop continuation test is there, statements are there, increment is there. Same is in the case of for. But over here we have an added benefit that in for loop we can have multiple variables using comma separated list. This is our initialization part till semicolon. We have declared more than one variable. We have also initialized more than one variable using a comma separated list till this semicolon. Now देखिए, it's a comma, it's a semicolon. इसको जरा dry run करते हैं. Let's see what this loop is actually producing as an output. The two variables have been initialized, I and j, with the respective content as 0 and 0. And here we will be displaying the content. I0, comma j is 0. So we are done with the initialization part. Next, j plus I is less than equal to 10. True or false? True. 0 plus 0, 0 is less than equal to 10. True. What we will do next? क्या डिस्प्ले हो? क्या डिस्प्ले हो? 0. After this, next step. Increment. After semicolon, we have the last part. Respective increment, decrement. We can increment or decrement respective variables again with a comma separated list. J plus plus I plus plus. Both of these variables now become 1. Now what's next step? Initialize the one. Condition checker. J plus I becomes 2. 2 is less than equal to 10. 2. Display. Increment. क्या डिस्प्ले होगा? क्या डिस्प्ले हो रहा है? इवन नंबर्स को हमने डिस्प्ले किए यूजिंग दिस वे। क्लियर है जी क्वेरी जी? आउट के लिए बिल्कुल ठीक है, ठीक। अच्छा, इसी कॉन्सेप्ट को सामने रखते हुए जस्ट एज अ क्लास वर्क मुझे करके बताएं यूजिंग फॉर लूप। सिंटैक्स आपके सामने 0 से स्टार्ट होने 100 तक जाने विद अ स्टेप साइज ऑफ 2, 1 नहीं, हर लूप में कितना इंक्रीमेंट होगा? 2 का। 0 के बाद नेक्स्ट क्या आएगा? 2 के बाद ऑन। जितने नंबर्स हैं उनको सम करके डिस्प्ले कर दें, क्या वैल्यू है इनको समझ आ गई और स्टार्ट कर दें। 0 से 100 तक यदि आपने क्लास वर्क अभी आपने करके मुझे दिखाना है। 0 से 100 तक जाना है हमने विद अ स्टेप साइज ऑफ 2, whatever numbers are coming 0, 2, 4, add them up, keep on adding them up and display the result। जी मेन लिख दें, मेन से आगे आप मुझे बता दें जस्ट एज अ क्लास वर्क।